our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Support your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Vell Institute, a 501c3 nonprofit, began in 2014 with a mission to strengthen the future of veterans through leadership and entrepreneurship training. We've invested over 1,400 hours of training in our veterans while connecting them with community entrepreneurs and leaders. Our mission is to continue investing in our veterans who have given so much for our country. Please join us in our mission by visiting vellinstitute.org. That's VELinstitute.org.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Hey, this is Skippy from Mornings with Lone Star with Dick and Skippy. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and we're so happy to have you. Don't turn that dial at all, because we got a good show. And if you hadn't had lunch yet, this is the show to listen to, or it's going to make you mad wherever you went to go eat and go like, why didn't I know about this before? And but we're going to talk about it. We've got one of the owners and partners for MoCo Food Hall, and it's the newest thing in downtown Conroe, and it's really trending big with everybody. And I went there, and it was the biggest. I don't, you know, the lust for food is just big with me. And so when I saw all those different places, they've got 6 restaurants under one roof. 6 under one roof. A bar, inside, outside. There's so many options, and I don't, you know. So it was really difficult. The temptation was great, and I said, I couldn't eat before the show because didn't want to come in here with grease stains all over me and stuff. You don't use grease, I'm sure, but stains all over me. But Seth is here. We were going to have Ashley with us as well, but their baby's sick. Is it the baby? The 4-year-old. The 4-year-old's sick, and so we Ashley. I don't know how you're doing it. She has a 6-month-old, and the 4-year-old has fever and has been sick. And so poor Seth had to come in by himself. This may have to be like a 3-hour show because Seth doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave. No, but so we just wishing you the very best, and you're amazing. So we'll have you on, though. You can come on by yourself, and he'll have to watch the kids, okay? That sounds good. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing today is talking food. We did that all day Tuesday with Golden Corral, and I'm telling you, I had people saying they have to go. Now they have to go. People are it's really suggestive. All you have to do is describe the food, and then they're going to be there. But I want to tell you, just get you all ready and all the juices going in your mouth, and we're going to talk about it. And we're going to go to break real quick, and then we will be back, and we'll talk about food and MoCo, Montgomery County Food Hall. It's so exciting. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio. Don't go away.
Hey, tune in to the Bridge Podcast TX Tuesdays at 11 a.m., where we are connecting commerce with community, interviewing business owners and leaders in the community, allowing the audience to peek behind the curtain of what inspires, motivates, drives these individuals to have meaningful, positive impact in this community. For more information about the show, log in to irlonestar.com/TBPTX.
What is homelessness? Have you seen parents struggle to find a job without having transportation or childcare? What about the children sleeping in cars with nothing to eat? Families shouldn't have to struggle to survive, and children should not be homeless. Family Promise of Montgomery County serves the needs of homeless families and their children. Learn about ways you can help and learn about partnership opportunities at www.familypromiseofmc.org or call our day center at 936-441-8778.
And you're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for staying with us. And we're talking to Seth. Seth, I don't even know your last name.
McIntyre.
That's so funny because I just kept saying Ashley and Seth. And when I went over to the first time to try and find out, now who's the big dogs around here? And they go like, oh, it's Seth and Ashley. And that's all I ever found out. Do they know your last name?
Yeah, I would hope they'd know by now.
By now?
Yeah.
Well, just welcome.
Thank you for having us on.
Congratulations on opening up this amazing place.
Thank you. It's been a whirlwind.
MoCo Food Hall. And you sell those shirts, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're out of stock right now on some of them. I think we still have this one left. I think we're ordering hats like this one. We've got a bunch of new clothing, different swag items coming in.
So has it been all the Spanish-speaking people that have ordered those shirts? Or?
Not yet. They are giving us a hard time about it.
MoCo in Spanish means, I can't even say that word.
It's not or booger.
Yes.
So we're definitely going to be playing on that quite a bit. We do have some shirts coming with nothing to sneeze at.
Nothing to sneeze at. I like
to give everybody a good laugh as well. So it originally stands for Montgomery County Food Hall, but of course, with Ashley and I not being fluent in Spanish, we didn't think about the ramifications there, but it's playing well. So
that's great. Well, it certainly does make you remember it
Can't
for sure.
forget that.
So anyway, but your baby is not feeling well, and we sure hope everything goes okay with that. And
Thank you.
Was he up all night?
Yeah, he was up all night. He was very upset this morning when I told him he couldn't go to school.
He was?
Yes, he just started at Sacred Heart last week in pre-K, so he's been loving it, and he was really disappointed when I told him, "Sorry, bud, can't today."
And this will all change.
Yes,
because
you'll get better. And,
right.
He'll eventually know.
Older, you're gonna go like, "Please let me stay home." But that's awesome. That's a good way to get him started. Okay, so you came from where? Tell me how you got to this place.
So Ashley and I, we had a bagel food truck in downtown Conroe. We'd been operating for a while called Break Room Bagels. We had been parking on Robert and Janice Sokolsky's property right behind 202 Main there before the new addition to 202 Main was built. Got to know Robert and Janice through that. They started construction on that building, and then Robert and Janice offered us to go park the truck behind the old Martin's Hall, which is also their property, and they're working to redo. And got to know them quite well that way. They had mentioned that they were working on putting a food hall into the building where we currently are, and were wondering if we wanted to be a tenant with our bagel company. We said, "Heck yeah, that sounds great. That would be our first brick and mortar. Let's go for it." And through talks, they had also said, "Hey, we would like to have a bar in there." Ashley's family is third generation bar owner. We're from the St. Louis area, and her family still has a bar up there called Fairview Inn. And we said, yes, we'd love to do the bar piece as well. And then through working on the project further and further, we ended up getting further into general managing the whole facility and partnering with Robert and Janice on the whole project. So
that's amazing.
Yeah,
so
and here we are operating now.
Doing 6 different restaurants.
Yeah.
It's a long way from the truck, Did I see the bagels and stuff?
So the bagels aren't rolled out yet. We have our equipment in the back, but we have not been able to focus on Break Room Bagels yet. We're hoping here in the next 2 or 3 months we'll be able to start cranking those out again.
Yeah.
And we'll be serving them through the coffee shop. So within the hall, we own and manage the coffee shop, the main bar, and then the speakeasy, which is called the Vault. And the coffee shop is called MoCo Coffee. So they have their own two separate brands. And then within the coffee shop, we've also partnered with a company called Miracle City Baking, and they do their baked goods through the coffee shop, and they're hands down the best baked goods I have ever had. Matthew and Yoli are the owners and partners, and they whip out some amazing product. So if you've got a sweet tooth that can't be fulfilled, you've got to check it out. It pairs great with the coffee. But yeah, so we'll have them in the coffee shop. We'll also have Break Room Bagels serving bagels.
Okay.
Once we're able to get that up and running. But
so are you open in the morning?
yeah, so we're open 7 days. The coffee shop is open 7 days a week.
Okay.
Monday through Saturday, it opens at 7 a.m. Sunday, we open at 9 a.m. Then we also have our baker. So Miracle City Bakery is open for those same hours each day. And then one of our tenants, which is Juice Freaks, she does all organic, vegan, fresh squeezed juices, smoothies, avocado toasts. She's got salads, vegan sandwiches that you wouldn't have a clue are vegan. Like she has a vegan sloppy Joe.
Sloppy
Joe?
Joe?
And you can't tell it's vegan. It's phenomenal. And then her newest one is a vegan tuna salad sandwich, and it's made with chickpeas. You couldn't tell the difference. It's so good. It's so good and filling. But yeah, so she's open with us for the same hours throughout the week. We are working on getting our other vendors to be able to staff up and start opening up on Tuesdays. And then we'll eventually get to a 7-day-a-week operation, but we're just not there yet. Staffing has been an issue for us operating the hall and then all of our separate tenants and their restaurant concepts.
Well,
So-
if any of you out there are looking, or you have grandchildren or children that need a job, this is the place to go.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
They pay well.
You can go to MoCoFoodHall.com. We have an apply now section. Apply there, and then I share all that info with our other vendors or all of our restaurant concepts in there, because they're
that's
always
good,
looking
yeah.
for staff too. So
Well, that's amazing, and you guys pay real well. So now you have so you walk in, and there's the bar on the right, and that bar is inside and outside. Can people walk up to that and
You got
order
it.
drinks right there, and they
Yep,
don't have to
that's
come inside?
best part about our main bar is the windows open. So one is usually open during the weekdays, and then in the evenings we open both. And all day Saturday and Sunday, both windows are fully open, so you can sit on the patio, enjoy the patio scene, and still get that rush of cool air coming from the inside. And
You air condition the outside as well.
well, yeah, basically. Or you can sit at the main bar inside. The patio is a great spot. We just got our misting system installed. So,
I saw that.
Yeah,
I
so we'll
saw.
be able to have a nice, cool patio on super
That's-
hot Texas days.
Oh yes. That's
And then we have
awesome.
heaters that were installed 2 weeks ago for the winter. So we want the patio to be a year-round spot,
Right.
Because it's nice to hang out there, have a
Well-
drink, eat something.
Well, so there's the outside bar, then there's the, you can go in there in the big inside bar. Then over on the left is the juice.
Juice
Is
Freaks.
the juice freak, and then so at that point, there's what comes next.
It's it's two concepts out of one booth. It's Dulce Vita, which is dairy-free sorbets, and they're phenomenal. He has alcoholic versions and non-alcoholic versions, and then he has a separate concept in there called Jersey Dogs, which is a New Jersey-style hot dog that he literally flies in
Yes.
the dogs from New Jersey.
They come from New Jersey.
They call them dirty water dogs up there, I think.
Dirty water dogs.
They're a boiled hot dog, and they're phenomenal.
That's what he. This is Rick you're talking
You got
about.
it, Rick. Yep, Rick.
Rick is amazing. I was just walking through there, and I didn't know it. Am I looking at Bluebell ice cream? What am I looking at? And then he said, "Okay, this is a sorbet. It's infused with." It's for the adults because it's infused with liquor. Because I was looking peach whiskey. What is peach whiskey?
It's amazing.
And this is all for the children. We have both guys. He was so nice, so sweet.
It's his birthday today, too, so happy birthday, Rick.
Oh, happy birthday, Rick! Oh my goodness. I told him I was gonna have to say his name on there. He goes, "You're okay." And so then I went over. I met Brenda at Chicho's.
Cicio's pasta.
Cicio?
Cicio's pasta.
I thought she was saying Chicho. Cicio.
So they started out in a food truck.
my
and
goodness.
I think they've got 2 food trucks now, and this is their first brick and mortar. They're just phenomenal, made from scratch. They make all of their pasta with the machine they imported from Italy. They
Couldn't
make
get
all of
any
their
better than that.
sauces. Everything is made from scratch. They toss every order.
And I'm
on the
standing there. I'm
range.
standing there talking to her, and all of a sudden she takes this big bowl and puts it up on the counter for somebody, and I went, "What is that?" And she says, "Shrimp scampi." I've never seen. It looked like shrimp scampi on steroids.
Yeah, it's
It
phenomenal.
was incredible, and the smell of coming from their booth, it was just amazing. And their pizza that they have up there, all squared pizza.
It's a Roman style pizza, kind of
Yes.
similar to like Detroit style, so thicker crust, but
Right.
super light and airy. He's got like a mother dough that he uses. It's phenomenal.
Did you say mother dough?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What?
So it's
Is
like he keeps his yeast to a certain specification, and so he's got good quality control, and it's all from scratch. So.
That's just, and yeah, she says everything we do is from scratch. Everything we do is fresh. And so I went, that's,
Even their dipping sauces, they're back there making them from scratch.
and they have dipping sauce for the pizza. And
So the pizza, but they're like, so they do, I think it's an aioli and a marinara for like their Frito Misto appetizer, which is, it's like fried zucchini, fried shrimp, and calamari.
what about spaghetti?
Oh yeah, all made from scratch.
Okay, I know
Just
what I'm
really,
gonna have.
really good.
We were all talking about what food, if we only had one food to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be? And mine was spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Yes. And oh my word, that's great. I told her, I said I'll be back, and so Brenda, you're so sweet.
Yeah,
Just-
Brenda and Joelle. So.
She and I said, "Is everybody this sweet?" So I walked over, and there was a group of guys sitting there, and I said, "Is this the first time y'all been here?" They said, "Yeah, it's the first time." And there's like 4 different people I talked to, and they said, "Well, it's the first time I've been here. I'm looking. I'm trying to find. There's too much to look at." And so those guys said, "Well, we haven't eaten yet, so give us a chance, and then we'll tell you what we think." So by the time I finished talking to Brenda again, went over there, and they said they all had hamburgers, and you could tell they were on the grill, and they flipped them over, and it was just like perfect hamburger. And so they all said, yeah, they didn't say it; they were just putting their thumbs up. Yeah, like yes, it was
Mouths
really
full
good.
and- yeah.
Full. They didn't want to talk anymore. Said, "Lady, could you get away from us and quit bothering us?" And so they were from the Ark, and so I must give them credit for that. They came over from the Ark, and but they loved it anyway. So then I went over and the Pakistani food.
Yes.
Now I didn't know it was Pakistani.
Yeah,
I
Pakistani
was-
street food.
Yeah,
from Rolling Fatties.
Street food.
Yeah.
It's the street food, and they're rolling fatties.
The name is Rolling Fatties. He has 2, like his 2 main sellers are his fatties, which is I think I'm probably mispronouncing it, so sorry, Hamza. Is it paratha bread with, it's like a flatbread, really good, and they have like a rice base and protein, and then a sauce and some like fresh veggies and stuff. Again, all made from scratch, nothing frozen, and they're just phenomenal. And then he's also
people just want to come up and say, "Give me a fatty."
yeah, I think that's
think
another
that's part
thing
of
to
it.
go with it too. So he got some
Okay.
great marketing there. He also has masala fries, which are my wife and I's favorite thing to get as just a snack. So it's like a tikka masala sauce and white sauce on it, and they're just drizzled all over the fries. So one of our favorite things to do is to get a burger from his burger concept called Super Smash.
Yes, yeah, that's
and,
what everybody was getting.
Get the masala fries to go with it. So
Where's the Super Smash come from?
yes,
What is-
so that is their first non-Pakistani street food concept. So they've got a few locations. They started out in food trucks as well, and they were one of Houston's top food trucks, I think 2018, 2019.
Wow.
And then they expanded into Post Food Hall down in Houston, and then this is their second brick and mortar. But they wanted to try their smash burgers concept, which is if you've never had a smash burger, it's a super thin patty. It's meant to be like the meat almost caramelizes, so it gets crispy on the edges and stays softer in the middle. Mm-hmm. And then they've got a house sauce and then an onion on it, so it's not your typical burger with lettuce and tomato. It's way better. Their fresh buns are baked locally.
Yes, they looked.
They're delicious.
Oh, that all looked very good. Oh man.
Yep.
Okay, so the Pakistani. We got Pakistani. We have the Italian, and then what I didn't make was the one that was in the corner.
House of Rue. So it's our Cajun concept.
Yes, the Cajun.
And it's an elevated Cajun. So Abby and Cody, Abby makes the best gumbo I have ever had in my entire life. Sorry, Aunt Miss, but hers is phenomenal. It's a super dark roux. Abby invented this gumbo pot pie. So they hand make like the pie crust, and then they do a gumbo inside of it, and so you literally have this gumbo pot pie that is just hands down amazing. They've also got these massive boudin balls that they serve. They're huge, they're delicious, and then they do fresh shucked oysters and char grilled oysters on the weekends. So on top of like their po' boys that are absolutely like there's the size of your head, just top notch, fresh seafood, phenomenal options.
That's amazing. So I think we got everybody, because the Dirty Dog, I really wanted to say that New Jersey dogs, that's what's funny is that he has that flown in. And so, you can't, you got to taste that. You're going to have to taste that to believe that. So I'll have to go back over there and do
it's got like a thicker skin on the outside of the dog, kind of like a funeral dog. They're really good.
It's like, and do some QC check over there. Now, what is upstairs? Is that your offices upstairs?
Yeah, so upstairs we have an office, and we also have a mezzanine and a balcony. I think it's downtown Conroe's first balcony. So like our first elevated drinking space in downtown Conroe. And then we also have a separate room up there that's kind of a montage to the old Martin's Hall that used to be on the square. We took a lot of the decorations, the old signage. We took a high-res photo of the old mural that was in Martin's Hall and put it on the entrance there. But it's a multi-use area, so it's like a rentable space.
Oh, that's
we've
great.
got board games and everything up there. So folks that need a quiet study room away from the main hall, or need to hop on a meeting while they're working and eating and having coffee. But then we also just have a regular meeting space in there. So
that's available too.
It's kind of open to the public. Come and have fun. We've had folks bring their own games, and they have like family game night there. So that you can eat and drink and then just bring your own games, or use what we have. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so lots of stuff.
So when on Sundays, it's perfect. How many churches are right around you?
Yes.
Is that what you get a lot of your?
Yes, we get a big church crowd push on Sundays. We're going to actually start doing a bulletin discount. If you bring in a bulletin, you get a 10% discount in the coffee shop. We got to get it loaded. So, but yeah, so hopefully we'll have it ready for this weekend.
Save the bulletins. Don't leave them in the seat. That's a good thing. They're probably like, thank you, MoCo, for making everybody bring their bulletin out.
Make it easier to clean.
That's great. And so if the churches come in, do you advertise? Do you do advertising by? You put out posters? Or
so our advertising so far has been very heavy social media. And then we've got a billboard on 105 out towards the lake, coming back into town. We've done...
that's big competition out there, so that's perfect to bring them in.
And we've got an ad that we run in Community Impact every month. Great little newspaper.
Right.
Then we buy ads on the different social media platforms on top of our own content that we push. And then we've done some ad space on K-Star. We're probably going to end up doing some more traditional print ads coming very soon. So,
well, we're always up for sponsorship, so I just thought I would throw that in. Okay. But I was at Willis High School. I drove up, and this truck stops, and all these girls that it looks like they played basketball or something all came running up, and he opened the back of the truck, and there were thousands. It looked like pizza boxes, and the guy had on a MoCo shirt. Would y'all do something like that? Was that your people?
I don't know. It might have been. So I know that I've been seeing signs around town like a MoCo volleyball tournament.
Right.
It's not us. Just Montgomery County. So MoCo really people refer to it for Montgomery County. Sure. For sure. That's why we went with it.
Right.
But I have been seeing those signs everywhere.
But I thought this is so weird because I wonder if that was y'all. But I don't. I didn't remember. I mean, the pizza place. The see, I keep
Cicio's?
calling it Chicho. What do you call it?
Cicio's?
Cicio's. I mean, that makes sense if I think about it. But Cicio's, maybe they were supplying the pizza, but this was like, I couldn't believe how many
Ton of
boxes there
pizzas.
were. Yes, and all these little girls came out and took them. But it's good. It's good advertisement for you because anytime they see MoCo,
MoCo,
they think
brand
it's y'all.
association. It's
And
nice.
I wonder if anyone's ever told them what the other definition of it is. That would be,
I'm sure they've gotten it too. Oh yeah.
that's what I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited, and you have this big, huge chandelier in the middle of the place. Did that come from?
It came from Martin's Hall actually.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
okay.
both chandeliers that we have in there, we have a small one over the stairs as well. So we brought them over from Martin's Hall. So
Well, there's so much tie-in with the couple. What's the name of the couple that owns a lot of the different?
so Robert and Janice Sokolsky.
Robert and Janice. Okay, so man,
They've been
you
instrumental
guys are
in
doing good.
turning downtown into
Yes,
destination.
and they should have started though with the parking lot.
Adding a new parking lot.
Yes, adding new parking lots are very important here.
Yes.
We love food and all that, but it's just give us a parking lot. We would
Need
be
some
even
parking.
more happy. You know, that's what I heard, that it's happening down here.
It is.
In fact, I haven't been here for like maybe 5 years, driven downtown, and so I was trying to find something. And I had to make some circles, and I went, look at everybody.
There's people everywhere now.
Everywhere. This was
Just
like
walking.
around, 1 o'clock, and I mean, I guess they eat until when?
They just
keep
kind of
coming
don't
and
stop.
eating.
Yeah.
And so, because before it was just like the pub and certain places, but I'm so proud that y'all got this going so well, and you're backed up to the brewery.
We're backed up to Pacific Yard House.
I mean the Yard House. That's
Yep.
right. the
So
Yard
yeah, we
House.
touched. So and in between us, I don't know if you got. I don't think you got to see it. Was the vault, the speakeasy that we
Yeah.
got hidden there.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and so that opens at 4. Every day we have food.
Explain the vault.
So the vault is a hidden speakeasy within our building. It's a high-end cocktail bar. We've got so I've got allocated bourbons, tequilas, mezcals, stuff that's really hard to get your hands on. And then we're actually pouring them, so we're not just holding on to them as a trophy. We'll pour them if you would like to try them. And then we've got a really traditional cocktail menu in that space.
Okay,
Everything
is
is
it like a-
handcrafted, nice, slow. Get to enjoy your drink. We've got usually like 20s, 30s music playing in there. We've themed it off of an old high-end speakeasy. So
That's so okay. So that's what it's like, a dark and smoky.
yeah, super dark. Yep, we do smoked old fashions in there, so you'll get a whiff of the smoke as well when you walk in. The it's called the Vault. It was at one time used for gold cash coin storage. It would come in on the railroad, is our understanding, and then they would distribute it out to the banks in
Yeah, the
Montgomery
railroad's
County,
just right
and
across
then
the
they would
street from.
vice versa.
Yeah.
So we have the old original safes from the 30s and 40s that were in that building.
And when you opened it, there wasn't anything weird in
We
it?
did. We found we found an old bill of sale document from an old Ford from 1931 or 32, 31, I can't remember. And then a mortgage document from 35, I think. So we've got them framed. Because you actually have to find your way into the speakeasy. It's got a hidden entrance.
It's got a hidden entrance.
You got to find the door handle to get in.
And if you okay, so you don't have to. So you wouldn't like card me or anything, right?
Well, yeah, we got to. We've got to. That's we can't get around that one. Unfortunately,
I love that. Believe me, I love that. Anytime they say I have to see your ID,
Yeah.
Are you carding me? Oh yeah, still being carded.
Yep.
So I think people need to understand there is just everything there, and you just and all the family, of course, is great. And you guys had me at the black and white video running of I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
I Love Lucy is great. What all do you run on?
Yeah,
the
so we'll
big
so
screen?
right now just kind of I Love Lucy for most part. We'll do some 80s movies and stuff, but here in the next few weeks, as we finally get our feet under ourselves, we'll be doing sporting events on the big screen. We'll be doing movie nights. We'll have video game competitions, and just a few different
that is
things in
amazing.
that space there.
Well, do you have captioning under it?
We can. Yes, we can.
That would be good because
That's important. That's a good point. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll make sure we have that available.
Okay, tell them by Cindy Cochran.
Yeah.
Anyway, that would be wonderful because I could probably lip sync everything that they say because I've watched them so many times. I knew
yeah.
exactly what they were getting ready to do and all that stuff. But that's very, very cool to play the black and white movies. That's
Yeah, it
good.
just adds to the space. So.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Perfect
And then you
fitting.
can start playing some of the radio programs from here on there, and
Yeah, heck yeah. Starts pumping the audio in. I like that.
that would be great. So anyway, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you, and I know that
Thank you.
You know,
Thanks for having us
this
on.
is a job to do, and dealing with a lot of.
There's a lot of moving parts in there, but it's
A
been,
lot of moving
it's
parts
been
in there.
fun. It's been
Yeah.
it's been exhausting but fun.
Well, you have
It's-
trained whoever's doing the training of the employees and telling them, listen, and Zoe, I wanted to shout out to Zoe
Zoe's
because she went to go
awesome.
look for you for me,
Yes.
and I said, thank you so much. But I'm telling you, they are so super. They're great.
Thank you.
know.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, they work hard. They all work very hard.
So whenever y'all have your next meeting, and say, "Boy, were y'all complimented?
Shout
You
out on
were
the
just
radio."
amazing." but they really work because they
Thank you.
don't stand back and text. They step up and ask you, "What do you want? Can I help you?" and all that.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
So yeah, you've done really, really well. And Ashley, we're praying. We're praying, and I love when people say, our thoughts and our prayer goes out to you, and they say, "Could you come over and watch the baby? That's
Yeah,
what I need."
that's what I need.
So, anyway, we just want to tell you how much we love you guys, and so happy that you're here.
Thank you.
And we'll be talking soon, right?
Yep, you got it.
Okay, thank you for being here. We're going to go to a real quick break, and we'll be back after that. And so give you a time to scoot so that you can go
Thank you.
take care
Thanks
of
for
the
having
kids.
us on. It was great talking. I would love to come on again.
Thank you. Good. Oh, believe me, I'll have you come on and you bring food next time, all right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Well, we can have a tasting.
That's
I like that idea.
You can have a taste.
Bring in some of the owners as well. So
That would be
concept.
that would
Yeah.
be terrific. I'd be so happy to talk to them and tell them I won't bite. So, okay, we'll be right back. And thank you so much. And we will don't go away. Okay, everybody stay right where you are. We'll be right back.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question, comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station on irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
What can the Better Living for Texans program do for you? You can learn how to increase your consumption of fruits and vegetables, choose foods that are relatively inexpensive and good to eat, make your food dollars last longer, prepare quick, nutritious meals, help your children learn how to eat healthier snacks, and much more. Our program is committed to helping people like you improve your health through providing research-based nutrition education in a friendly, cost-free, and relaxed environment. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Wow, that was so exciting. Seth is great. The MoCo Food Hall right here in downtown Conroe. So if you guys are thinking about coming to Texas, to Conroe, and going to visit, you got to see this place. It's amazing. And everybody that lives around here that's listening and watching after church on Sunday, make it your trip down here. It's going to be so much fun. Their food is just phenomenal, and this way you can please everybody in the family because they have everything there for you. Okay, so Richard, Richard. How, I didn't realize. I thought we had covered it pretty well. We covered the food hall pretty well, don't you think?
You did great. You did great.
See,
Cindy didn't know what time it is. That's why she's kind of like, what? How many more minutes?
I thought he said, 15 seconds. It was 15 seconds coming out the break. And he said, no, you got about 15 more minutes. And so that means I get to talk to Richard for 15 minutes and tell you what's going to happen next week. Because I have two guests for next week. Waiting to find out about a third. But Leah Lamp has a show on this station called Beef Stew.
I love it. Remnant stew.
Remnant stew. What was a stew? I got that right. Remnant stew. And I listened to their show. I didn't know it was even her, but I thought, I know that voice. And I'm listening to it on the radio, and I go like, that's their show. They're throwing out things that, just random stuff. It's so interesting. So I loved her show. But she's going to do historical ghost tour.
Yeah, in Montgomery.
Yeah, it's downtown. And I was like, how exciting. And
she should do one in East County.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of ghosts there.
There are a lot of ghosts in East County?
Yeah.
Where's East County? Aren't you in
East of 45.
Well, you're east of 45, right? I know this is West Davis, but you're
east of 45.
So
like cut and shoot.
Like cut and shoot, yeah. Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of ghosts over there.
And further down. It goes all the way. I think it goes all the way to 59. I don't want to say it does.
Oh, okay.
Like parts of the county does.
Okay, but
wow, Cindy.
Let me tell you, I
had to park on the fifth floor of the parking garage, and everything slowed down for me.
That's right. I had to walk on. No, I had to walk down.
What did you think of that elevator?
That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't know if that thing's going to stop at any minute and hold you there. So, but
I love elevators that look that old.
Oh, you know what?
You know what I'm talking about? Like you go in and the buttons are, from 20 years ago, and it's like, oh, this looks like an updated of a previous one. So this elevator's probably 30
and the
years
little
old.
stool was still there where the lady sat and said, third floor lingerie.
What I love about that elevator is there's only one, and it can only go one way. So sometimes wherever you park, there'll be, 10 people waiting.
Right.
And I'm like, this thing's only 6 floors, guys. Like, it's not that big of a walk down the stairs. And you can't fit 10 people in, so they had to wait. And I was like...
Instead of walking down the stairs?
Yeah. I was like, it's not that big of a walk.
Yeah. For some of us, it is. Okay, it's not for you, but for some of us, it's a big walk. And especially because I have to walk I walk...
We need to get that Crip sticker working. The Crip sticker.
What's a Crip sticker?
The handicap.
Oh, Crip. Oh, that's terrible. Did your wife know you call it that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, I mean, why not use it? You have one, use it.
Well, I have to get a permanent one, and I've got the paperwork.
Well, that we were talking about yesterday about downstairs. That's what I love about the older Montgomery County Judge Jimmy Edwards. They have the Veterans Commission here. It's housed in the building, and he always takes the spot because he doesn't have any legs.
Right.
But I think I want to say I was talking to him one time, and I was like, you should just put your name on the spot because you're always here.
Right.
So there's no other disabled parking.
Is there disabled?
Yeah, there's a spot downstairs.
No, I know that spot. I've seen him.
But Jimmy's always taking it.
Yeah,
so.
that's right. And so I thought, well, that wouldn't work. But and I hate to take it if it's not that long a walk. Of course, I'm not going to take it. But if it is a long walk, that is something I'll for sure take.
Well, I think y'all talking about the parking here in downtown Conroe. Y'all are all soft. It's like, walking 2 blocks is so difficult.
It is for some people, Richard. Maybe not for you, but okay, you try having a quadruple and 3 strokes. Just go ahead, just try it, and let's see how you do. Anyway, I'm not going to take any kind of excuse. I I've always been really upset if people park in the handicap parking and they get out and
They can walk.
and they walk in and I go like, where is your handicap? And but see, you wouldn't think I was handicapped because I can walk around, but I just can't very far. And so, and I feel like getting a T-shirt about that because I feel guilty because of what I used to feel about people walking, sitting and getting out of their truck and they have a handicap parking thing. But I wouldn't try and take advantage of it. I promise I wouldn't do that. But I think that.
Well, see, why are you thinking you're taking advantage of it if you're given it by the state? Like you qualified for it,
Right.
so why are you taking advantage?
Well, because I don't.
It's not like they have different color, handicap stickers. It's all the same blue. So you're handicapped. You get
That's the permit. The reds are like for 4 months. You get 4 months,
Well,
and that's all I thought I need. Like, give me 4 months, but it takes a little longer than I thought to get fully.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Recovered.
Don't think of it. You're different from anyone else. You have the sticker. You have. I mean.
But don't you think that? I don't know. It just because the way I judge people. Shame on me. I judge people when they got out of the car and they're walking. Well, sometimes I may have to. It's not because I want to. I'd rather be able to walk zippity doo dah, for miles, and that's what I'm working on that. I'm trying to do that. I'm not doing a very good job. But I wanted to tell you about the elevator. You almost got me off track. It's easy to do. I went to Washington, D.C., and the Smithsonian had just built the as soon as I think about that, this is a new museum, and it's about the Holocaust Museum. Yeah, the Holocaust Museum, they just built it. So I went in, and they ask for all kind of documentation from you, and then they have you go into these elevators, and the elevators look just like the places where they sent the people to be burned. It was the strangest thing, and I mean...
What do you mean the places they were sent to?
Well,
at the Smithsonian, or are you talking about the Holocaust Museum?
The Holocaust Museum, the elevators look like the places where they would send them in for showers, like the showers. Yeah. That's what they look like when you go in the elevators, and they take you up to the different floors.
Whose idea was that? That's a great idea.
It was very scary and strange. And then they stamp your hand.
Well, I mean, think about if the elevator breaks.
Yeah, that's right. You have to sit in there. You'd be just like, you'd lose your mind. Yeah. You'd totally lose your mind. But then whenever you go inside, everything's so high that you have to be an adult to be able to lean over to see the videos that they're showing you.
Yeah.
They show you everything, everything that happened. Did you go?
Yeah, I've been.
You've been to the Holocaust Museum here, but
yeah, I've been to one in D.C. too.
You have?
Yeah.
Did you go on the elevators?
I don't remember that at all.
Well, it's stuck in my mind. It was terrible. And that's what they said. They said, now you're entering these elevators that are built like the showers that they had to go into. And it was creepy. But anyway, so the elevator in the parking lot in the Conroe courthouse is not that bad. That's the courthouse parking lot, right?
I think that's just general public parking.
No, maybe I didn't go on the right.
Talking about the one across the street,
here. Yeah, across the street, and it said.
There's some courthouse parking for designated people, like judges and things like that.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, it was.
Those are marked.
Yes, they're marked. Yeah. And I didn't think anybody believed that from me, so I almost pulled into the mayor's. The reflection, I couldn't see the sign. I thought it was a 2-hour parking sign, so I wasn't paying a lot of attention. And I was starting to pull in. As I pull in, the change of the shadow changed, and it goes to mayor's parking. And I thought it was a good thing I saw that, because they would have hauled my car, I'm sure, out of there quickly. But other than the parking, everything is fine here. I really like it. Everybody's really good. We have a new receptionist. It's not receptionist. Chris is the new receptionist at town at the city hall. Do you know him? No. Anyway, I just met him yesterday. I'm trying to find out everybody's name and who they are, and if they'd want to come on the show and talk about City Hall.
Well, they do have a meeting today.
I think I should. Oh, that's what Rick, the guy that's in charge of the Dirty Dogs at Food Hall, said. You guys need to come and
Dirty
do
Dogs?
Dirty
Oh,
Dog.
the hot dog thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said you guys need to come do a live show here. We would love to have y'all here for doing a live show. And I said, let me talk to you about
Everyone
that.
wants to do a live show, and no one wants to bring all the equipment. And
No,
I'm
kid.
the talent. I'll just show up 15 minutes late.
That's so mean.
I mean, it's true.
You are so mean. No, that's not for something like that. Not if food's involved. If you feed them, they will come on time. It's true. When I was working at this at Spring Woodlands Church, I laid out all this food, cheese and
Yeah.
dips and all that stuff, and people came in and they'd never seen that before. And people started coming like, this is great. I was so hungry. This is great. The donuts and everything was there.
Yeah.
And it cost about $200 a week out of my pocket. And so I told them that was my contribution to church. And they went, we're going to have to dwell on that and see if we really think.
We need that.
Yeah.
We'd rather have $200.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have the money. We need the money. But anyway, it was.
Every church needs money these days, sounds like.
You think so?
Yeah.
They're not dying. I already got the number I'm going to call it. The Ark.
I'm giving you a hard time.
The Ark preacher is going to come
Montgomery County's
over.
a special place.
What?
So I don't think Montgomery County is a special place. I don't think the churches will die out anytime soon.
No, they won't. Of course they won't. That's so. I keep hearing that, and you go to these camps. Like I went to the church camp. It was full, packed.
I'm trying to remember. There's a church my grandmother still is a part of in Houston. Let me look it up real quick.
What's the name?
I forget. It's some Presbyterian church, but like the real estate on it is crazy. And every time we go, no one's there. So I always wondered like how busy is this? Because they'd been there for maybe a century. I don't really know. I'm checking
Is
right
it
now.
is it near Memorial?
No.
Post Oak?
Give me a second. Give me a second, Cindy.
We can't have dead air. You're on radio.
Give me a second.
So you can't have seconds of dead air. But because I may come up with another story if you just let me alone enough. Okay, so while Richard is looking at the church.
I'm looking at it. Is it St. Tom? No, it's not.
Saint what?
No, I'm looking. I'm
Okay.
just kind of. I'm getting kind of. There's a lot of churches there. In Houston, so.
See. Well, I certainly don't believe that churches are dying. Are you going to believe what the
It's St.
press
Philip's.
says? What?
St. Philip's.
St. Philip's?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my
St.
grandparents have been
Philip's.
going there since I think,
The dawn of time.
yeah, I think she's been going there for her entire life. I think.
Does she sit on the first row, or she have her own row, or she have?
They know who she is. She does all the. She volunteers for all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she's always there. That's what she does in her free time now. And then.
But that's how you learn to love church.
But every time, because I've been designated as the person who takes her. She asked me to take her to was it Christmas.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Whatever we
The
wanna call it.
candle, the candle
Yeah,
light.
the candle deal. But like every time we go, I'm like, there's nobody here. Considering how big this campus is, it's like, where is everybody? Maybe that has just been, it's just not a cool thing to do it to go to that anymore. I don't. 'Cause
It
usually
wasn't during the pandemic.
No.
Okay.
I've been going there for Christmas since I was born. That's our family kind of thing. We all go. But now no one wants to go. Only me.
But here's what I think: Satan was the one who came up with the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
And here's the reason why.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it was the
That's a hot
Chinese. I
take.
think it
That's
was
a hot take.
It was Satan, and because the government said in all these different places said you're going to have to shut down. Y'all can't meet.
Yeah.
You can't
There
meet.
you go.
Because everybody's going to
what
get
I love
this.
about that kind of stuff is like I knew when that was announced. It's like there's some people, different communities, they meet regularly. Like it's not necessarily like a job. It's like, oh hey, y'all want to hang out every Sunday,
Right.
And I was like, are they gonna do one of those standoffs where it's like, what are you gonna do? Like we're gonna get together, we're gonna do our thing, And then you start reading stories about them putting, fences up around places.
Right.
I think it's great.
But see, here's what happened is that, so the church had to comply. They weren't going to, not go against the law, and that we could still stream, a service and have everything like that. And I was going to the store and getting
but now
the
people
bread
are going back. Now they're just streaming
and the grape juice. That's where I say Satan came in. He goes like, look,
what we really got to worry about is Joel Osteen. Are they still filling that place? If they're filling that place, then any church can survive.
Yeah, that either there they got cardboard people in seats. I don't know for sure, but no. But you get up. You don't even have to get up and make breakfast or anything. You just roll over and you turn it on, and there it is. There's church, and we've done church, and then you go back to sleep. I think that's been the hardest thing to get people back from that, because they're still streaming. They still have everything on.
Well, my dad, their church they attend, that he was saying that they had a meeting about that where they're trying to figure out how to, because like they were talking about streaming just the 8 a.m. service,
right,
and not doing the later service. So hopefully people who usually come to the later service will come to the later service.
Oh, there you go.
And so they were trying to figure out, and I just kind of laughed. I'm like, man, people really got a whole new
perspective.
Yeah,
and now they have to be weaned back to come back to and sit in the seat. But there's nothing like being there live. I'm sorry. I loved watching. I loved watching
the church you
shows.
go to is more for entertainment, I think, because you'll have all the singing and all that kind of stuff. I bet.
What do you think for
do you
more
have a
entertainment?
band?
No.
You don't have a band.
Everything is all a cappella.
Yeah. That's what's so crazy about my grandmother's church. They have that organ.
Oh yeah.
And it's just old school, and it sounds really nice, and it's just one of those things.
Well, people are shocked when they come in there and they go like, "Where's the band?" Like, when's the band coming on?
Well, I can't keep track of like which denomination
does
has
what
bands or whatever. Like I went to in school Church of Christ, and Church of Christ is completely different from Presbyterian, because I grew up Presbyterian. And then everything is. I was like, after a while, my best friend was Catholic, and if I was over at his house over the weekend, we go to mass.
But you went to Abilene Christian.
Yeah, that's
and then,
Church of Christ.
And that was all a cappella, right? Did they have a band? Now, some of the churches are putting bands in like the later service or the earlier or something like that.
I mean, realistically, church is just too long for what you're trying to do. To me, you do your 20-minute sermon, and then y'all should break up and go help the community, like figure it out.
No, that's true,
So
and that's what they were talking about on Wednesday nights, going out and doing stuff like in the inside.
But see, who doesn't want to change that is the pastor or whatever, because he's like, man, I'll only work 2 hours,
that's not
6
true.
hours a week.
He's visiting the sick.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
busy.
is he?
Yes, he
COVID
is.
is still in effect to some of these people.
No, they probably loved that because they didn't have to go visit the sick anymore. But
that's what I loved is when I was getting married to my wife. They're part of a church in Beaumont, and her mother is. So we had to go do these classes and stuff, and I had a great time with it because they all knew who Holly was since she was like a little baby.
Yeah.
And so and being me, I'm joking, 90% of the time about stuff, and it was pretty great. I really enjoyed it.
I'm just so glad you're married to Holly. I'm just so glad, because I didn't know what path you were going down before you met Holly, and I was just so happy that she saved you. But anyway, now so Leah Lamp, we started this from Leah Lamp was going to do a historical ghost tour of Montgomery County.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it. I talked to her about that, and I was like, that sounds really neat.
It's really exciting, and so she's going to come on and talk about it.
You take a bunch of psychedelics and you go out there?
What?
You take a bunch of psychedelics and you go out there?
I don't have... What psychedelics do I have?
I don't know. Got any of that medication from your heart surgery?
Oh, that kind of stuff.
You just take like 6 more than what you're...
I don't need any of that.
I'm just kidding.
I'm there. No, but anyway, so she's going to be on. And then... Speaking of preachers, the former preacher of Spring Woodlands is going to be. He now does the prison ministry, and
because he's in prison.
No, but his website says "Send Carl to Prison," is his website. for people to go to find out what he does at the prisons.
Well, think about today. You introduced that. It's like, oh, I used to be a former minister, but now I'm at the prison, and now people are like, wait,
I didn't say
what?
that. Okay, he's doing a prison ministry there, and he has stories for crying out loud for days on things that have happened, and they have their own code that he had to learn all these little phrases that they say so he'd understand what they were talking about. Anyway, so that's going to be next week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. It is now, it's Friday Eve right now, so you have fun Friday and go have a good time and then go to church. Okay, all right. Thank you guys for listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and this show will be live in just a few minutes on YouTube. Talk to you soon, sooner than later. Okay, hey, first responders, we love you. God loves you. Everybody loves you.